topic. We almost had a special guest on the show today that did not pan out, but we potentially might hear coming very soon. Hopefully we can get him by the end of the week. But Brandon Overton and I talked about this on the show prior to the weekend. This race this weekend or Saturday night, when I talked about it Saturday, the chase for the championship in the Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series was on its grandest stage that they could ever hope for. Final race before the Final Four cutoff, and you had three guys with a chance to win the championship. And then the dramatic when Brandon Overton slowed down on the track and pulled off the racetrack, apparently due to power steering. Now, we've all heard older racers, at least in the sprint car industry, joke about people and their power steering and how, you little boys couldn't handle it if we were out there. Yeah, we didn't even have power steering. You heard, I'm sure the late model crowd, the modified crowd, we didn't have no damn power steering back in the day. What's wrong with you people? But, and that doesn't look good for Brandon Overton in that aspect because he's sponsored by the CrossFit or whatever. So I guess CrossFit couldn't have panned out for 10 laps for, I think Dirt Tracker says like $20,000 swing here. So that he lost by not making that Final Four, and potentially 100 and something thousand because the championship could have still been his potentially if he figures things out by Eldora. Because they're going to run 3 nights, points reset, and whoever does the best is going to be the damn champion. Now, at the end of the day, something that I watched Dirt Trackers doing this, it is a pretty interesting thing that Justin pointed out, that on Friday, really, the championship was basically thrown out the window by a out of the nowhere decision. And this shit happens, quotation, should have been for the Friday night event. Apparently, Brandon Overton and team, they are a Wells Motorsports, Longhorn by Wells Motorsports 76. It's been that way for a couple years now, and he was dominating Eldora a couple years ago. That's what it was, Longhorn all the way. Apparently, they came out with a Team Zero Bloomquist car at Raceway 7 and tried to hot lap and qualify with it and run the heat race with it, and it was just junk, so they switched over to the regular car, started deep, and had to climb through the field. Now, I guess some people are saying that really doesn't matter. I guess that's what he's kind of saying, it doesn't really matter. But once again, does this just go back to sponsors versus performance on the racetrack? Like, why would you make such a choice, such a switch right before a championship deciding weekend? Like, you don't see that anywhere else. I don't think anyone would have ever done that. I don't think NASCAR, I don't think Kyle Larson's about to switch from Chevy to Toyota to try to make it into the round of 8 or 4 or whatever they're going into. So that's very weird. I don't know if they were just, maybe this championship's just so new that they lost touch with the importance that they needed to just run consistently for 2 nights and then think about switching things up for Eldora with the potential $200,000 payday and a championship. But a big mistake, and maybe this is more karma, if you're going to ride that Bloomquist train, the one who just smashes and dashes and bashes Ricky Thornton, things like this could happen to you. Karma is real. Karma is real. Karma is also God, but with all these, new people of the world, Taylor Swift and things, karma is real. So that was just a big mistake, a huge mistake to experiment on a weekend where you really just needed to run consistently for 2 nights straight. Unfortunate for everyone involved there. Even Overton, I like Brandon Overton. I mean, the droop rule, the car didn't hike as much, droop a please, but it was still extremely exciting. This championship chase, man, I was watching it Saturday while I was out at a distillery, actually. Had a great night the other day. And I could not stop watching this main event. Watching Moran right there flirt with getting up in there into Overton, and then McCreadie right there as well. And it was being raced out before the issues happened with Overton. Overton had the advantage, but it wasn't by much. If Moran hit a groove or did this or that and somehow was able to get up there and challenge for the win, or Overton makes a mistake and falls back a few spots. I mean, maybe Overton and Moran get into it and fall back a few spots. McCreadie passes them and gets a few spots on. I mean, it was extremely exciting. I have not been that excited to watch a 5/8 mile dirt late model race. I don't think ever, because usually tracks that are that big are just boring to watch. But it was insane how intense and how much attention you had to give that A main if you cared about the Lucas Oil situation at all in the championship. So I think that this chase, even though it, once again, if Ricky Thornton Jr. doesn't win it, it is a travesty for that's the nuke button to the whole idea, is if Ricky Thornton Jr. doesn't win the championship. But as far as attention, as far as must see, as far as hype, I mean, as far as just build up, as far as moment, this chase for the Lucas Oil Championship deal is pretty badass. And now we're going to Eldora, and a Lucas Oil Late Model Championship will be the hot topic button. It will be what everyone is talking.
This is how we ride. This is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and some. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. Out on the dirt ovals we play, life in the bright lights with no shade. So letting her go, letting her rip, letting her fly, tossing her in sideways, living the life, letting her ride, eyesight winning to die. Cross her up on the cushion, crossing the line, cause some drama and some bullshit they didn't like. And if they don't like the move, then we're ready to fly. But this is how we ride, this is how we do. Riding mud, sliding up higher in the groove. Don't give a damn about the cash we're spending. With the time we got, we choose to play it on the go, to stay out on the run. We all high, wide, and some. Ain't telling you what's right or wrong or what to choose. Hey, but this is how we do. This is how we do. This is how we roll. This is how we do. It's not for everybody but the chosen few. And we pray, cause we know that they might not ever come back. But this is how we ride. This is how we do.